All right, let's see. What is going on? We are live. What's up, everybody? How you doing,
How's it going,
Landry?
Nathan? Great.
Oh, I
Haven't
love
been
it.
up to much.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Oh, whoops. Hold on. There we go. I hate when that happens where I have the link up from sharing it with people and then you're like,
Hey.
Anyway, the echo should be gone now.
Hey, what's up, Landry? How you doing?
Pretty good. Haven't been up to much. What about you?
Oh my goodness, I'm doing good. Yo, you got your guitar we talked about in this past. I got
yeah.
match guitar and
Yeah.
I got some like a little drum kit because I've tried to play around with drums a little bit. We should jam out sometime.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I've been trying to pick it back up. I kind of have been slacking a little bit, but yeah, I try to keep it out so that I remember to pick it up every now and then. So
love it. We should make a batch song. Everybody, if you're watching this, we're going to show you guys how to use batch leads to find deals, how to find buyers, specifically buyers on this episode. But we should make a batch song. That would be fun.
I could probably make that up. I could put something on my Instagram about it. Yeah.
Yeah, like batch leads. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I am going to. I probably won't like post it out there for everybody. I'll like put it on my story. I'll tag you or something.
Let's do it.
Anyway, yeah, I'm excited for today's episode. What are we going to be talking about today, Nathan, for everybody that's kind of joining?
Yeah, so everybody that's joining, today we're going to be talking about how to find buyers using batch leads, because a lot of the times they're kind of scared to talk to buyers. I'm not here to make fun of anybody. That's just how it is. Some people just don't want to talk to buyers, especially if they don't have a deal yet. If they don't have a deal yet, they're like, well, what am I going to talk to them about? So today we want to talk about the secrets of working with cash buyers, where to find them. Obviously, there's other strategies than just batch, right? There's many different ways you can do it, but we're going to show you how to use batch. And I'm going to explain a deal that I actually have, and I'm going to walk you guys through how I'm going to use batch to find a buyer, and how I got the lead, because it's important for everyone to see kind of this in action. But that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's definitely something that is important and vital in anything that you're doing, whether you don't have a deal yet, or of course, if you're looking to dispose something, then of course you need a buyer. So it's going to come up one way or another. What's your experience with when reaching out to buyers? Are you just straight up like calling are you skip tracing their LLC and then going in like not knowing their name? Or do you research it, or like what's your approach with that? Because everybody has a little bit of a different idea. I feel like some people get wrapped up in like, I need to know their name before I reach out. Does that matter? What's kind of your process like when you reach out to buyers?
That's a very good question, right? So if I'm looking for a specific deal in a neighborhood where like I'm looking for buyers on that specific deal, if I can find the LLC and it doesn't have like, it just says like like LLC 123, like I would do the research, right? Because that person that bought that deal, they're obviously a good buyer. So you do the research on that. The time that you wouldn't is like if you're just getting a giant buyers list, and you don't know who's legit or not, and then you're like, let me research all these people. It's like, no, that's not worth your time. But if you do it efficiently and effectively using batch leads, then yes, if it's a specific LC that bought the house next door to the house that you're trying to sell, yes, of course you want to research that, right?
Love that. Yeah, I think that's good, and just clarifies for anybody that's maybe calling down list of buyers. Do you ever reach out to do you like to go directly to that buyer? Or because I found when recently with people reaching out to some buyers having difficulty getting them on the phone. So like reaching out to the agent, do you do that sometimes, or when would you do that? I guess anybody watching.
Yeah, so it's kind of up to your discretion. You have to decide. What we do is we reach out to the buyer first, just because if you can do the research and you go to open corporates and you can see who owns it, and then skip trace that person, or look on True People Search, or skip trace it straight from batch.
Yeah.
Um, then if you can get a hold of the buyer, then like call 3 times. If they don't answer, text, and they don't answer, then you can try the agent. But I would directly try the buyer, just because you wouldn't have to pay a commission, right, to the
Yeah.
agent for bringing you to their buyer. um so that's how I would recommend doing it.
Cool.
Buyer
Okay. Yeah.
first,
Just wanted to bring that
agent.
out for anybody wondering. Yeah.
And if you're on a tight budget and you don't even have like 13 cents, right, to skip trace, then yeah, you can use the agent. The information is already on batch and you don't have to pay, right? It's just
Right.
the information's there. So that's great questions. I love you coming in hot with the questions.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah.
Anything else?
No, those are the big ones just for anybody that's, I think it's helpful to kind of demystify the process a little bit for anybody that, might be overthinking it, that there's going to be different ways that you approach it with just depending on the situation. So, no, it was great. I'm excited for
I
today's.
love, yeah.
So,
Let's do it. So everybody that's watching live, I want you to tell us where you're watching from. I want to engage with everyone that's watching, because I'm not doing this live just because for fun. I could have just pre-recorded this. I'm doing this because I want to help everybody watching. So go ahead in the chat, wherever you're watching, whether it's Facebook or the YouTube channel, just tell us where you're watching from, and connect with people. If you see someone in your market, definitely network, because that's how actually I got this deal that we're working on right now. I actually got it from networking, right, from telling people that what I do, and I'll explain that.
yeah.
Okay, cool. We got a bunch of stuff coming in. We got Orem, Utah, Arizona, Pace's sister. This is awesome. Should we show some of these to the screen? Are you able to click and
I'm
show?
not, let's see. When I click on it, nothing happens.
All right.
There you
We
go.
got
You have the power. Yeah.
Orem, AZ,
Maryland.
Maryland.
Nice.
Can you expand on getting paid on the invoice? Of course. And we're going to be diving into the invoice and how to get paid more on my masterclass tomorrow. So if you just go to painlessflipping.com, actually going to go really in depth with that. Lubbock, Texas. Yeah. So if you're watching this live, keep telling us where you're going. We'll give you a shout out. We got John Sosa. Love it. Lubbock,
Hey,
Texas.
John.
Awesome. So let's dive into this deal that I got. And if any of you have any questions, I appreciate the question that said, could you expand on getting paid on the invoice? Yes, I can get in that a little bit later during the call, but that's mainly for tomorrow. Landry, do you know what that means? Getting paid by an invoice? It's okay if you don't. I'm just curious.
I don't. Yeah, the first thing that came to mind was just the assignment and everything. So
Yeah. In a nutshell, a lot of the times I'm very transparent. Not a lot of the times I'm very transparent. What I meant to say is a lot of times I get paid through an invoice because I'm
yeah.
transparent with my buyer, and I don't even assign properties majority of the
Oh,
time anymore. I'll just tell,
okay.
if I have a deal that is with another wholesaler, I'll just say, hey, my buyer, I'm just going to give you my buyer, and you can just sign directly with them. We don't need a JV agreement or anything like between me and you. You can just sign it. Or if I'm talking to a seller, I'll just say, hey, seller, this is the buyer that I'm working with. Here it is. And then I just sign an invoice with
Oh,
the buyer, and the buyer will just pay me at close through title. The title company will collect 5,000, 7, 30,000. Doesn't matter. That's how I get paid.
cool. Okay. No, I had no idea about that process. I don't hear anybody talking about that. So love that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a way to just be like, look, I can sign the agreement with the seller and then assign you the contract, or you can just sign it with the seller so I don't have to. And you can just pay me at close, like in an invoice. Now that doesn't protect you.
Yeah, I was about to say it's probably with somebody you have a relationship with
Right.
and trust.
I'm not doing this with someone that's never done a deal like a flipper. I'm doing this with flippers that have done deals hundreds of times, that I've worked with before and that I trust or have been referred to me, because they're not going to not pay you 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, whatever you agreed on, if you brought them a deal. Or
Yeah.
relationships and your name, who you are, your brand is the most important thing in real estate. So I wouldn't say, if you work with someone, you bring them a deal, they're not going to screw you over. That's like
Yeah.
my opinion. Now, maybe they might try to go around you if you don't know them. I don't know. Like who knows? But
Yeah, you never know what you're going to run into. So
right. and we just got paid through an invoice. We closed on a deal and got wired $3,000. It took us like 2 hours to do
Oh,
the deal.
yeah. I saw that. Yeah, 3K in 2 hours. Heck yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we found a deal. We called a buyer, which I'm going to show you how we did it using batch. It wasn't even a buyer we already had. It was a buyer that we found using the strategy I'm about to show you.
Nice.
And we had the property. We're like, this is a good property. Let me call some LLCs or some buyers in the surrounding area that own properties. We called the guy. He answered. We researched his name and found his number. Called him, and he's like, "Yeah, I own like 11 properties on that street. I'll buy it." Just like that. And we said, hey, the wholesaler that we have the property with, they don't allow assignments. They won't assign us the deal
Mhm.
because they only work with end buyers. That's just their philosophy or whatever, their rules. So we're like, whatever. So we just brought the buyer to the wholesaler and just said, hey, just pay us a buyer through an invoice. And he's like, okay. So that's how we
Nice.
got around them not being able to sign us the property.
Cool. I feel like the only thing I ever hear, and obviously I'm not doing this myself, so no wonder I wouldn't know anyway, but the only thing I ever hear is signing it or a double close. But I don't ever hear anybody just say, just bring the end buyer and he can just do it and pay you after. So that's pretty cool.
Hey, you know what? And that saves you. Double closing costs you about it costs you closing costs, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to close on it yourself. So you have to pay anywhere from like 1,000 to 5,000. Depends. Some states like California, there's taxes if you actually close on it.
Yeah.
So there's like $4,000 on top of
Holy
closing.
crap. Yeah.
Very expensive. So what we do instead is we just say, hey, we have the seller, we're just going to bring the buyer, you sign everything, and we're going to sign an invoice. And that way it avoids closing costs and assignments and double closes. So you don't have to pay anybody. A lot of people just think like people are going to get mad or upset about your fee. Like if you're transparent about it the whole time and they know they wouldn't have had that deal without you and you work with people you trust, it's all
Yeah.
good.
You're like, I didn't really find this deal. Just be like, hey, buddy, saw this house. You might want. I found
Right.
this deal, found a motivated seller, but I don't want to make anything. Yeah. But being transparent about what you're going to make and what you're wanting to make on the deal. So
Exactly.
yeah. So tell us how you found this buyer. And I can also show too, just to make your life easier, just whatever works best for you.
Yeah, I'll explain real quick. Problem garage. I thought it said garbage. My bad. Problem garage said, "Is this live or pre-recorded?" This is live, ma'am or sir. This is live. We're here. That's I guess that's they were unsure. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how I got this deal because that's a lot of
Yeah. Yeah.
people
Yeah.
they
Start
want to
there.
get deals. How do you do it? So what I teach and what I tell everyone to do is be loud about what you do. Tell people what you do, and that's what I've been doing for the last. I'll be honest. Like when I first, I need to stop saying it, be honest because I'm
It's
honest.
okay. I have my own words that I say a lot,
Right?
like
You're like,
all
I'll
the
be
time.
honest.
I'm like,
People are like, what? This dude's not always honest with us.
oh my gosh.
Um, but yes, so recently I started telling people that what I do because when I first got into real estate, I was kind of embarrassed. I was like, I'm not that good at this. I don't want to tell people I'm a real estate investor, and then people be like, you're not good. Like, how many deals are you
Mm,
doing? So the first 3 years I was in real estate, I didn't tell anyone I did it. I just kind of worked, and then after about within the last 2 years, I've been in real estate 5 years. I was like, dude, I'm going to tell everybody. I'm going to
yeah.
make posts. I'm going to let everyone know. And it's been one of the best things I can do because I have been able to get lots of deals from it. Like I just got
Yeah.
a deal at the beginning of the year. This is just part of the check,
Oh,
$10,000.
heck yeah.
It was a $30,000 deal because people knew in my community, like my sphere of influence, like on social, they had a deal and they're like, hey man, I see your stuff. You buying deals. I have a house I'm trying to sell or an apartment complex. So because I was loud about what I did, they knew to come to me because I buy and I can help find buyers and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
what I want to let everyone know is if you let everyone know what you do, you will get leads from it. You'll get opportunities. And that's where this deal we're about to look at came from. My brother-in-law has 2 rentals in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And, not a distressed seller at all. That's someone I would even think of, but he reached out to me and said, hey, I need this money quick because I want to reinvest it.
Mhm.
So I want to sell it fast. I know if I list it on the MLS, then that might take a while. it needs some work. It's some stuff is not permitted that got done. So I just want a cash buyer. So I was like, bro, I got you. I can take a look. I can find buyers. And that's what we're going to do today is what do you do when you are presented with the opportunity? You don't know the area. You don't know where buyers are. What do you do? And I would say this probably happens to everyone that's in this business, right? They get a deal and they're like, what do I do? Right? How do I find a buyer?
How do I get paid? Yeah.
So any questions? I think I answered how I got the lead, right? By being
Yeah.
loud and
Love
telling
it.
people what to do.
Perfect.
So go ahead, take that action. That's my call to action for you today. If you're not going to listen to anything else I say, is just make a post and tell people what you do. See if anybody, has a property that they might be interested in letting you look at, right? Why not?
Mhm.
Cool. So I got this lead. So let's talk about what I do next. So this isn't, I'm working in Florida currently, in Orlando. No, Fort Lauderdale's by Miami. So this isn't an
Mhm.
area that I'm not really working. So what do? I teach people to get buyers and understand your market. But if there's an opportunity like this, where it's like, okay, he wants a reasonable price and I want to help him out. This is how you do it. So let's bring up batch and, let me roll my TV over and I'll show you guys exactly how I'm doing
Oh,
it.
that's sweet. I
Yeah.
don't think you had that last time I was on here with you. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is my batch, not my batch TV. This is my
My Batch TV.
yeah, this is the batch TV. This is a
Yeah.
live board. If anybody knows what that is, it it's
Sweet.
touch screen and stuff. So it might not be like the easiest to see because with the lighting, but you guys will get the idea. Okay, let's see. All right. So brand new area. Okay. And if anybody's watching this and is like, oh, I have a buyer for that deal, great. Hit me up. All right. Because I'm looking to sell this thing. So you go to the property search section, right? And all you do is you type in the address. So let's type in the address here. Okay. This is a real life scenario. Okay, everybody. This isn't fake. I'm really trying to find a buyer for this deal for my brother-in-law. All right. So, and he's already got an offer on the table at 350K cash. Okay, 350,000 cash. So he comes to me, he says, hey, I have an offer, cash. They're ready to go, pay closing costs. And I said, hey, I can give me 5 days, brother-in-law, and I'll see if I can get you a better offer. And
Mhm.
if I can throw anything on top, then you don't care, do you? If I get you a better offer, he's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever. You make whatever you want as long as I get a better offer. So transparent with him. He knows that I'm wholesaling and the
Mhm.
buyer's going to know because I'm going to say, hey, we're just going to charge a flat fee of 5,000, 3,000, whatever I can negotiate and say, I'm going to bring you to my brother-in-law. You're going to sign and you're just going to pay me at close. Right. Through an
Mhm.
invoice. It's going to be easy.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Perfect. Oh, I love that.
so 1736. So let's see. I have it over here on my screen. West.
In the chat, if you guys want to, what pains and struggles have you encountered when trying to find a buyer, or maybe what's held you back from reaching out to build your list of buyers? Maybe you're going about it like the way that Nathan really teaches it, the painless way, and reverse engineering everything and making sure that you have a buyer before you go and get something under contract. Do you guys have any struggles with buyers or maybe sellers as well? But any questions that you guys have or things that you run into, I think is, Nathan's here to answer. But
Yeah, we're here because we want to help you guys out 100%. Okay, so I searched the address in batch, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so it pulls up the property. It's right here. You can't see it like 100%. And again, you guys are probably wondering, like, why don't I just share my screen? We're on YouTube, and a lot of the information, if we share it on the screen, they're like, hey, don't share that info because it's such good info that
Yeah, I can share it too and blur it if you want to as well, if there's anything deep. But if you want to just stay on this page, no big deal. But let me know.
I think it's fine. I can kind of just explain it. So I go look at batch's estimated value. Can you guys see
Yeah,
that?
that's awesome that you can zoom in. So yeah, that's perfect.
435. Okay. So my
Okay.
brother-in-law has an offer at 350. So usually just the way estimations are, they're maybe come in a little high or low, but I know that 450 is around the ARV of this property
Yeah.
and the house isn't in bad shape, right? So this is pretty spot on. Confidence score, Do you know what confidence score means? I don't think I've ever looked at
If
that.
if you Google it, it's something about it's like the range is between 60 to 100, like the likelihood, and it's something or other. If you guys go to Google confidence score in real estate, that's what it means. I always forget the way to word it, but that's what
Love
it
it.
is. Yeah.
Love it. Okay. So, and then you go down here and it says estimated equity. I know my brother-in-law has quite a bit of equity in it because he bought it in like 2008, like when it was
Yeah.
really down and low, and properties have really appreciated there. So we can see a bunch of great information about this property. Now, really quickly, if you want to be fast about it, you can just go to comparables, and it shows you like, a bunch of different properties that have sold in the area, properties that are listed currently within like a certain radius. Okay, so one
Lots of
thing.
activity there.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's a good area right by the beach, right?
Yeah,
So
love it.
that's why I'm confident we can find a buyer,
Oh yeah.
because this is a good area. So what you can do is you can just start clicking on if you don't want to have like an amazing process, you can just click on any of the properties that have sold recently in the area, or if they're currently listed, and look at the pictures of the property. So I just clicked on this one that's listed I think it's listed at 415. Let's see once it loads, but you click and you see if any of them are flips, right? If any of them look like they have pictures where they're being flipped currently. So this house, you can't really see it. Like, can you see that? It looks pretty nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can see it pretty good.
So you can go through the pics. You can see that
Okay.
this house has been flipped, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this house is right next to the one that I have, and it's listed. Let's see, at 415, and it says the after repair value is a little bit higher than that. But anyway, agent name is Karina Triana, and then I can see who owns it is Nisa Services Inc. Nisa Services. So there's two
Mhm.
options. I can skip trace the owner and see see if I can get a hold of them, right? Or I can call the agent and say, hey, look, I got a property right around the corner. It looks like you represent a flipper, maybe a couple landlords or that want to buy in the area. Are they interested in any more deals? I'd like to bring you something that's off market.
Yeah.
Simple as that, right? So we just took all the guesswork and it's not that complicated. It's really just calling people, agents, and people who have purchased properties in the surrounding area and asking, hey, are you looking for anything else? I got something for you.
Mhm.
Right. So let's do it. Huh? What do you
Yeah,
guys?
let's do it.
Okay. So let me, so right here,
Do
if
you
we
want
go,
to call the owner, or are you wanting to call the agent?
let's call the agent really quick. Her name
Okay,
is
cool.
Karina Triana. And it usually gives the office phone number, but I like to do a little research to find out. Not research. I'd like to do a Google search of Karina Triana, and just look for her cell phone. Okay.
It should have her cell phone under primary. That should be their cell phone. Does it have it?
Um, it does. Is that
I was
the
gonna
cell
say,
phone?
yeah, yeah, it should be their cell phone. It happens sometimes where you reach, like the office lady, but you should be able to reach them. Usually we'll reach them directly when we give them a call.
Let's give it a shot, because it is the same number as the office number, but it doesn't matter. We'll give it
Okay,
a shot.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, so let me see if I can get my I'm using my phone right now to go live. Let's see if I can call through my computer. Okay, give me a second. Audio. I got to change some audio stuff because that's
Okay.
is. Can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Auto. So I'm going to my CRM, because my CRM has a phone in it, and I can just call right from my computer. Let's see.
I have a question for you in the chat, Nathan. Cam says, how do you find buyers, maybe one or two different ways besides looking at fix and flip properties that just sold, and try to contact the contractor?
He wants to find one or two. I got 1,000 for you. How's that?
How about one of the favorite ones that I learned from you is through title companies?
Yeah, title companies are one of our faves because they're already vetted, right? Like a title
Yeah.
company is not going to be working with someone that's never done a deal, right? They
Yeah.
don't know those people, or at least they don't spend time with them. Um,
What's another way? Title companies, let's say that's one other way. And
let me, I'll show you right now because these
okay,
are
cool.
excellent questions. Um, So I have a like a little timeline that I've come up with that like outlines like from start to finish how to do a deal the way I'm telling everyone. And
Mhm.
after you pick your market, it would be finding buyers, right? Because you want to like
Mhm.
know what people are buying once you pick your market and finding here are some of the ways that I like to do. Hedge funds, you know, they're if they're in your market, they're usually good buyers because they'll tell you what they'll pay before you even have it under contract. They'll give you kind of a range. They do kind of come in lower. So don't just be like, oh, well, hedge fund offered this. It's not a good deal. Marketplace platforms. There's a ton of marketplaces now that you can find buyers by posting your deals. Even like, you know, I don't recommend doing this, but like there's Craigslist, you know, Facebook Marketplace. I don't use those, but I know there's buyers on there if like you wanted to try that. But marketplaces, REI meetups. I have a meetup I do every month, and there's buyers that come every month that are like, "Who's got deals?" you
Yeah.
know. So that's a great place to go. Like my meetup or any meetups, you can just search on Eventbrite.com. You can do any of those social media posts. You know, you can go to Facebook groups and search for buyers. Like I can show you, I can go on for days on how to do this. Anyway, I'm not going to show you. We're going to stay focused. All right.
Yeah. Just go in the Facebook group and type buyers and people will be like, "Who's a buyer?" You'll have like a million, "Who's a good title company?" A million comments. Great
Exactly.
referral
Yeah,
area.
nailed it. There you go. Buyers lists. I don't, you know, buyers lists used to be the big thing, but there's so many buyers lists now and so many emails that I get. And I'm like, I didn't even subscribe to this person. I don't even know who this is. I don't think buyers lists are as effective as they used to be. I think you want to make the relationships and reach out to the people. And, you know, if you just email and just hope someone will respond, that's actually how I sell a lot of my deals is people just rely on the email blast. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, I call people and then I get the deal done. Even if that person was on that person's list, that buyer was on a list, they're like, oh, I didn't know who that was. Um, Real estate agents, that's what we just showed here. Hard money lenders. Hard money lenders are the ones that lend the buyers money. So they would know who's buying.
Mhm.
Title companies, and the list goes on and on. Like I'll give you one random one. If you're driving in a neighborhood and you see a dumpster outside of a house, 99% chance that it's a flipper flipping the house. So you could knock on the door and be like, hey, is the guy who's flipping this house, is he here, or can I get the contact info? A lot of
Yeah.
the workers there will give you the information. They'll be like, yeah, sure, here's the guy.
Awesome. Endless ways.
Yeah, I could go on for days, and that's kind of like what we specialize in is finding the buyers. And that's why we're going to be having a series on batch every week where you come to me, you have a deal, you need to find a buyer. I'll tell you the best way to do it. I'll show you how to do it. I'll help you guys out. Okay. One more question. How do you contact hedge funds directly? So a lot of hedge funds, they have their acquisition reps that represent them, and you can find them on LinkedIn. You can get them from lists. You can. I have a lot of hedge funds. I even in my community I give away like some hedge funds that are buying, but that's like anyway. There's a lot of ways to do it. Just go in LinkedIn and look for hedge funds that are buying in like specific markets, and I think you'd be able to find the acquisition reps that represent them. We could go on for forever about that, but yeah. Any other? Do I need to elaborate on anything else, Landry? Or should we keep going?
No, yeah, let's keep going.
Okay. All right. So let me go back. Yeah, Kendra, of course. That's why we're here. We're here to answer questions and help you out. So let me get my audio set up so I can make this call. Share, also share tab. Okay. So this is my CRM that I use in the phone. So let's look. So this is where I put the phone, and this is where I'm going to call her. But real quick, let's look her up. And just so you guys can see, actually, I'll share on a different tab. Let's see. Oh, no, you get the phone number's there. What am I talking about? I was going to search her on
Oh
there,
yeah.
but
Yeah, maybe if we can't contact her, but I think you'll be able to, hopefully.
okay. Let's. What do we got? It's 954 678 788 606. And hey, anybody that's watching again, give us some feedback. Is this helpful? I'm only doing this if this is helping you get more deals. If you're like, this sucks, this is boring, I'll do something else. All right. I'm here to help you guys out. All right, let's call Karina.
Cool.
Give me a thumbs up if you can hear it, because I got to make sure. All right, so Karina. So
Hello.
hi, Karina, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. My name's Nathan, and I was calling about the property on 1044 Northwest 4th Avenue
Oh,
in Fort Lauderdale.
yeah. How are you?
Can you hear me, or is it kind of muffled?
Yeah. I hear you.
Okay. So, Karina, the reason I was calling is because I have a brother-in-law that has a property right down the street from this house that looks like you're listing. And the reason I'm calling you is because it looks like a flipper. You represent a flipper on this, and the house that I'm trying to help my brother-in-law sell is a flip. So I was wondering if you know anyone in the area that's looking for an off-market property to flip or not.
I want to flip. Yeah.
Okay, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was wondering if I could send you some information on this deal and you could let me know if you have any buyers interested in it. And obviously, if you brought somebody, I'd be willing to pay you a commission for bringing the buyer. I'm not a real estate agent, by the way. I'm just an investor that has a brother-in-law that's looking for help to sell his deal, and he doesn't want to bring it on market. He just wants to sell it off market.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I work with one wholesaler, and he deals with properties out of market.
I'm so, Corinne, it's kind of hard to hear you. I don't know if it's on my end or I don't. It's
I
hard.
don't know if it's the rain or something. Yeah, not here.
Oh, is it raining there?
Yeah, but I have. Yeah, but I have. Yeah, this property where I bought. I work with a wholesaler. He sells property out of market.
Okay.
So we can work with it.
Oh.
With your brother-in-law.
Yes. So you said you work with a wholesaler that helps find buyers for cash properties like that, cash buyers.
Cash buyers, exactly.
Okay. So I wholesale too. I fix and flip. I wholesale. I do everything. So I know what you're talking about. So it seems like you're very familiar with working with wholesalers as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you wholesale too, or are you just a real estate
No,
agent?
no, I'm a real estate.
Okay.
I just clients and they give property and buy it, or give the property of the person to have lease property
Okay.
in the market.
I love it. Okay. Well, I'm trying to think of anything else I need to tell you. So how would you just bring this to a couple of the buyers, or would you bring this to the wholesaler and see if he could just blast it out? Like, what would your plan be?
You can tell me information so we can always go with the wholesaler here.
Okay. So you just start with info.
You list it on the market, the person and
Here, Karina, let me call you right back. I think there's something going on my end. I can't really hear you. So let me call you right back. Is that okay?
Hey.
Okay. I can't really hear you. I'm gonna call you back. Man, I couldn't understand what she was talking about.
Yeah, I couldn't hear her very good either. Maybe if you just give her a call a different way.
Okay, I'm freaking gonna call her on my phone. Okay. But I got a 404 number, so she's gonna be like, "What?"
Oh, she's gonna be who's calling? Yeah, that was awesome though. I'm excited. Yeah, obviously I know you're gonna call her back.
Landry, is this scary?
No, I mean, what, to call the agent about finding buyers?
Yeah, like a lot of people get nervous and they get worried about it, but it's not scary at all, right?
No, I think that I don't think so. I think it probably is less scary if you have a property. It's probably for, a little bit more intimidating when you don't have a property and you're like, "Hi, I want to have something under contract and bring it to you eventually, but I don't just yet." But if anybody's nervous about if you already have a property, I would say don't be, for sure, because you already, you're just looking for for somebody to take that off your hands. But no, I don't think it is. But probably when you don't have a property, I would say, at least for me, it would be.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's call her. Let's see if I'm gonna call her on here on my cell phone and see if it sound if I can hear her better.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello?
Hey, Karina. Sorry, I'm calling you from my cell phone. My computer wasn't working very good.
Okay.
So, I have this property that my brother-in-law wants to sell. He doesn't want to list it, but you were saying that you know some cash buyers and you know a wholesaler that buys off market as well.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, what can I have your email, or can you text me at this phone number I just called you at your email, and I'll send you all the details. We're actually doing a walkthrough this Saturday, so you could send as many people as you want through that are interested. And like I said, I'm willing to pay you. You know, our commissions range from like 2,000 to 3,000, just because, you know, we've already kind of done the negotiating part. We just need you to bring a buyer. But if you're willing to do that, I would love to pay you for bringing someone.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Yes, send me the information.
Okay.
How much is the property? What kind of property is it?
It's
Single family?
Yeah, it's a single family. It's about 1,200 square feet with an addition. It's a 2-2-2. It's currently being rent. It was a rental, but you know they just got the tenants out, so I can send you all the information on it, and then
Okay.
and he's currently has a cash offer on the table at 350. So if I can get him more than that from your buyer, then you know he's going to go with us. We just got to get him a better offer than 350.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, yes, send me the information. Let me send you my email.
Okay, yeah, text me your email, and if this works out, you know, I'd love to work with you in the future and do many more deals. Let's do it.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
And you said the property is vacant?
It is vacant right now. Yeah. So
The love box?
there's going to be a showing Friday afternoon and then Saturday or in the day. I can tell you the time, but he wanted people to walk it while he was there Friday or Saturday.
Okay. Okay, no problem.
All right, Karina, I appreciate it. And
thank you.
send me your email. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Yeah, bye. So, bam, let's go, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you know, it's always great too when you can connect with the real estate agent that wholesaling isn't a bad word, and that they're like, yeah, I work with wholesalers all the time, you know, and things like that. Because I think that is a scary part of it as well for people. Like coming back to that idea is, how do I talk about it? And people want to, you know, dance around and not talk about what they're really doing, and because that part could be scary for people. But you just have to find the right agents and the right people out there that do want to do deals with you and know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest problems that new wholesalers have is they tiptoe around. They're like scared to say something, or they feel like they're being shady or lying about something.
Yeah.
When you are transparent, you just tell people hey, I have a deal. I told the whole situation, right? There's no secret, and there's nothing to be worried about. Now, if you're like, you know, you lock up a property at the wrong price, you're not sure, like, yeah, obviously you're going to feel weird. You don't know what you're doing. And I don't suggest people do that. But if you do this the right way, you know what buyers are looking for, you can get relationships with like Karina that can, you know, bring you off like cash buyers, then yeah, you're going to be confident and do the whole thing. So I think we've had some stuff come in, some questions or people saying stuff. Cam, yes, very helpful. Nathan Landry. Thank you, Cam, for watching. You know, so we fail if we can't do the boring stuff. This is great. Yeah. This is the boring stuff, right, guys? And if this is boring, if this isn't boring, then you're in luck, right? Because this is really like as boring as it gets. You're just calling people and asking, like, you know, if they you know, have any buyers or they want to buy. Let's see. She said Kendra, you heard better than I did. You were exactly right before he called her. She works with a wholesaler, buys off market. So that was just one call, guys. Like, imagine if I did this 5 or 7 times, as I should be, right? You don't want to just call one and just cross your fingers and hope Karina can get it done.
Like, I already called somebody. I'm done with it. Yeah. She said she would.
Right. Exactly. So what you would do is you would go back to your batch account and you would just call more agents that have listings or have sold properties in the area. Right. And that's just one quick way to do it. There's another way you can do it where you can filter just for cash purchases in that specific area. And then those are people.
And there's something right there too. Scroll down a little bit.
Okay. Is it in under quick filters?
Yeah. That quick filter section too. That is also a nice, easy spot to, not that one, but when you're in the comping tool, there's a cash transaction bubble when you're looking at the property.
Okay, let me click on it really
Okay.
quick. So we're gonna go. I'm learning things too. I usually just went and filtered another way, but okay. So we're under comparables.
And then scroll down. The map won't. It will give you a hard time. So
Oh,
use the
cash transactions right
How
here.
many does it say right there?
It says zero.
It says 0, but it's not. I think there's something wacky. I was trying to pull a buyer's list today in Arizona for an example. Something was wacky. I guess it's affecting that area too. So it should be fixed soon, but that's obviously a lie because that one right there, that one's getting flipped. I'm sure that was a cash transaction. So
I expanded. Let's see. I expanded the radius. Yeah, I think
it's been having issues all day, so it must have affected that area too. But if you guys do it in that area, normally you'd see a list of all of the cash purchases down the street right there.
Extremely helpful.
Mm.
Yeah. So if you didn't go that route, you could do a boundary, right? And you could circle it or do a square or whatever the heck you want to do. And you can go to filters and filter. And there's another video. I'm not going to go through all the filters right now, but there's another video that I have on finding cash buyers a batch where it shows you how to filter. So let's go through this whole scenario again because we don't want to go all day, but this has been great. How did I get this lead? I was loud and I told people what I did. Not something that required any money on my end to market or to get this lead. I just told people what I did. Everyone can do that. If you have a social media account or if you just have a phone where you can text people, text your friends and say, tell them what you're doing. But if you want to do it on social, just make a post and say, hey, everybody, I didn't know if you knew this. I've been in real estate investment for a while. I can help you, whatever. And if you're struggling to know what to write, go to Chat GPT and it will write something for you. Very simple. So then my brother-in-law calls me and says, hey, not distressed seller at all. Not someone you would think of. He's not going to be on any list other than absentee owner list, but good luck finding him out of the thousands of absentee owners in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
He hit me up. He said, hey, I'm thinking about selling it for cash. Don't want to deal with it. What can you do? I said, hey, give me 5 days. Let me check. Just showed you exactly what I did. We typed in the address, started clicking on flips and listings, called the agent. She's texting me her right here, Karina Triana at gmail.com. So she's texting me deals. I'm going to send her the info. I'm going to say, hey, this is what the house is about. This is when we're showing. Do you think you can find a buyer over 350? And I'm willing to pay you a commission. Okay. Simple as that. Do that 5 to 10 times. My rule is if you talk to 3 cash buyers and I'm not talking like text, I'm talking like talk on the phone. If you get 3 cash buyers and they come back with offers that are lower than 350, I would say that's a good indicator that maybe 350 is a good offer my brother-in-law has, or, it's just, he just has a good offer. But if I'm coming in, one's at like 390, one's at 310, one's at 340, I'm going to keep looking. But the 3 rule is usually enables you to be like, okay, this is a temperature gauge to know whether I should keep working this deal. If you do this on deals, this will probably take you an hour. Okay. We've been on this call, but I've been talking a lot. If I was just working just nonstop without, having to talk to the camera, probably take me like 10 minutes to call Karina.
Or less. That probably took you more like 3, maybe 2. Look it up, find a fix and flip down the road. That's what's so cool about it. And I love that way as well, even though there's a plethora of different ways, there's a whole list. But the reason I like this way specifically is because it's in an area that somebody already knows. They already bought that property. They already, like with this one, already flipped it. They already are going to have an idea on if they like that area, and we'll know if they want to pick up another project when you offer or bring up this property, rather than being like, oh, I have nothing, no knowledge about that area, or that's not a good place to invest in, it just not being preferable. But then you can already see beforehand that people are investing in that area. So I like that way because it's right there down the street.
No, you took the words out of my mouth. That's exactly why I like it the most. So when we teach people how to get buyers, it's the title companies is great because it's they're referred, right? They're referral, and it's a warm handoff where it's like, hey, I just talked to Christina at GT Title. She referred me to you, so you have a direct relationship. So that's why it's good. But the other hand, the next go to for me is searching the area because they know the area, like everything you just said. Now, if you use any of these softwares that like help you find buyers, like it might not be so specific to the area. It depends how you filter it, right? But this is the fastest, easiest, and I would say the most efficient and cheap way to do it. Like it didn't cost me any money to do that.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm all about not spending money. I'm not like scared to spend money, but I just don't think it's makes sense to do it if you don't have to. Like, what, keep
Right.
your costs low. I know a lot of people that are getting into this game don't have a ton of money because they're trying to make money with no money. That's like what
Mhm.
wholesaling is. So you want to keep your costs low. This strategy is perfect for finding buyers.
Love it.
And so is finding leads by just telling people what you do. What else is there? Well, that's it, guys. I could go on for hours about how to do deals, going off of deals that we did. This strategy. I was in New York. We had a deal in New York. It was Long Island or something like that a while ago, and never did a deal there. But the guy wanted to sound like a good deal. I just pulled up batch in the software and I said, okay, what flips are going around? There was a flip right down the street that was like similar to his house. I called the guy and he's like, yeah, I want it. And it was like a $36,000 wholesale fee. And before I did that
My
strategy,
gosh.
I went to Facebook groups. I was trying to network with a bunch of people, and everyone's like, nah, I don't buy in that area. And it was like a complete waste of my time until I just went directly and did this, and it was sold right within me doing it. So that is a top strategy. And one other cool thing, because we just did a deal that closed this last week, but we got funded this week. It took us 2 hours to do. A wholesaler had a deal. We already explained this. They had the deal and they emailed it. They emailed their deal out to their buyers list. Nobody really responded, right? Because it
Yeah.
wasn't, their email list is not specific to the area. It's just all their
Mhm.
investors. So I looked at the deal, went here, called an investor that had multiple properties in the area, and he bought it and had his earnest money down within 2 hours of calling. He put $7,500 down, and we
Dang.
just brought him there. So if you want to do
So
deals
cool.
fast, this is the way to do deals the painless way. That's what I teach everybody. Like, if you don't know what I do, it's finding deals on the MLS or from other wholesalers and doing, you would say, the hard work to go just call some buyers and say, do you want this stuff right next to it? That deal that we are talking about, it took 2 hours. It closed in 2 weeks. So, that's a little longer than we'd want. We wanted to close like immediately, but if you want to make money, sign a deal within like 2 days, work a couple hours and get it closed quickly. This is, in my opinion, the fastest, most efficient, ethical way to do it. The painless way.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, maybe we should do sometime on a future show. We can talk about, for anybody that hasn't got the, like we've talked about previously, just they haven't got their first deal or they've never got a property under contract. And maybe just talk about, again, maybe finding buyers first when you don't have something behind you to be like, hey, I have a property you might want to look at, just for anybody that maybe feels nervous about reaching out and creating those relationships before having something. That would be good. Or if
Yeah.
you guys think that would be good, let us know. I think that would be a good topic.
Yeah, go ahead. Anybody that's watching this live, just throw in anything you'd like us to go over. Like, what I'm going to focus on, because I could talk about anything, is just the buyer portion of the wholesaling and fix
Mhm.
and flip and flipping properties. Like, I want you guys to understand that you can master this part of the business and you don't even have to go find your own deals. You could just wholesale other people's deals. They call it JVing. I call it painless flipping because I don't even need to assign them half the time. It's very easy.
Love it.
So did you use a normal purchase and sale in New York? I did use a normal purchase and sale in New York to do that deal. And then we got attorneys involved, and I think they wanted us to sign a couple additional things because that's an attorney state, but no problem. Yeah, so everybody that's watching this again live, like, continue. We're going to be doing this every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. So just keep that in your calendar. Remember that note that down. And we want you to bring deals that maybe I can call some people on. Like if you got an address, I can just be like, okay, let's call. I'll see if I can help you out. Cause I don't mind using this time to help you get a buyer for your deal or talk to an agent. So bring your deals. I'll call some agents. We'll call some LLCs and I'll help you dispo the deal. And I can stay in on it or you can just take it all the way. I don't care. But that's what we can do. And yeah, I think that's a good thing we can do to help people succeed. What do you think?
Yeah, heck yeah, that would be so cool. Yeah. I don't know what you guys think on here, but I think would be super valuable and generous as well.
All right. Well, that's been today's episode of I renamed it something. I can't remember what the title is. Real Estate Riches. Yeah, right here.
Yeah,
Real Estate
like
Riches.
that, yeah.
Painless cash buyer secrets. I just dropped a ton of secrets on you guys. I got way more, thousands. I could go for hours again, but I will stop because I gotta go. All right. And Cam K says yes. Yes.
Okay, cool. Yes. Heck yeah.
Oh yeah, let's do a call to action because we got to invite you guys to do something.
Okay,
so,
yeah. Let's do that.
For everyone that's watching this on the YouTube, whether it's on the Batch or mine, subscribe. That would really help us out. And at the bottom, you see I have a community. If you want to be involved in my free community, Painless Flipping, and I know Batch has an awesome community as well. And thanks, Batch, for letting us do this. Landry, you want to give a shout out to your community too?
Yeah, heck yeah. If you guys go to, let me just get the link. I think I can drop it in there sometimes.
Yeah, drop it
in there. But if you're not, I see a lot of you guys already in here, like Kendra's in there and so on. But if you're not for some reason, then click on this link and you guys can get connected with a ton of other people. You guys can send me a message. If you're trying out Batch Leads or you have it and you're getting stumped on anything, you can send me a message and I'm happy to, make screen recordings for people and so on. So here, I'll post it in the private chat and you can do it. It doesn't let me for some reason. There you go. But yeah, if you guys come in there, you'll get all the support you need with the software side of things, all that fun stuff. And of course, be able to network with more amazing people probably in your market.
Group. Okay. Yeah. Awesome communities. Like I would recommend joining both. Obviously you want to be part of both because there's a lot of opportunities involved with, helping other investors in your market. Like I've dispoed many people's deals that, have had very, very successful companies. Just because you're a really good wholesaler doesn't mean you can always have access to the best buyer or even know who the best buyer is. So if you master that, you can help the small guy or like the big company that has 10 deals and they can't focus on this specific one and they're letting it fall through the cracks. And you go ahead and you're like, hey, I got it. Let me help you out. So
love it.
All right, everybody. Peace out. Next week, 1:00 Mountain Standard Time.
Yep.
Peace out. All right.